Welcome to the Lakers Highlights Today channel. Before we get to the news, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Now, let's get to the Lakers news.
Hey there, Lakers fans! Today we have a hot piece of news coming from behind the scenes of the NBA that could completely change the outlook of our team. Just imagine the possibility of Los Angeles reuniting Luka Doncic with Daniel Gafford, that center who was absolutely crucial in the Mavericks' historic run to the 2024 NBA Finals. According to Brett Siegel, one of the most respected analysts in the league at Clutch Points, Gafford has entered the Lakers' radar as a priority trade target for the middle of the season. The report released last Friday brought revealing information. Dallas began the 2025-26 season with only 2 wins in 8 games, a disappointing start that is making general manager Nico Harrison and the entire Mavericks front office rethink their options. The situation is so delicate that there are real speculations about possible trade moves if the struggles continue. Siegel highlighted an interesting contrast in the analysis of Dallas's performance. The Mavs are among the top 5 defenses in the league, but look at this alarming stat. They rank dead last in offensive efficiency. As Siegel himself stated, defense may win championships, but you don't win any game if you can't put the ball in the basket. The situation gets even more complicated when we look at the Dallas roster. The front office is evaluating all available pieces, and 2 names are circulating heavily around the league: veteran guard Klay Thompson and our target today, Daniel Gafford. Multiple sources have confirmed that Harrison will actively explore the market for both players before the February trade deadline. Now pay attention to this important detail. Gafford is only 27 years old and just signed a 3-year, $60 million extension this offseason. But here's the key point: he remains eligible to be traded this season. Siegel made it clear that Dallas has not entered panic mode and is not actively shopping players at this moment. But the behind-the-scenes game has already begun. Several teams are monitoring Gafford's situation closely, and guess who is at the front of the race? That's right, the Lakers. Sources revealed that Los Angeles has shown strong interest in Gafford since last season. The question now is whether we will witness a reunion between Luka Doncic and Gafford, only this time wearing the purple and gold in February. Let's talk about Gafford's numbers this season. He missed a few games early, but in the 3 games he has played so far, the numbers are impressive. He is putting up 12 points, 5. 3 rebounds, 1, 7 blocks, 1, 3 assists, and 1. 3 steals per game, all while shooting a stellar 75% from the field in just 3 minutes. In his last game, he had 15 points, 8 rebounds, 2 blocks, and 2 steals, hitting 6 of 8 shots in 25 minutes of action. Meanwhile, here in Los Angeles, the story is completely different. The Lakers are on an impressive rise, driven by an absolutely phenomenal start to the season from Luka Doncic. The guy is playing at an MVP level, plain and simple. And here is the scenario unfolding for us. If trade talks heat up before February, and everything indicates they will, the Lakers could become serious candidates to bring Gafford to the Staples Center. Imagine the Doncic-Gafford duo reunited again, only this time strengthening our rotation in the paint even more. This could be exactly the missing piece needed to elevate this team to another level. The chemistry between Gafford and this Lakers roster would be explosive for several reasons. First, the guy is an elite vertical finisher who lives in the restricted area. With LeBron and Doncic orchestrating the offense, 2 of the best passers in league history, Gafford would have a much easier life than he had in Dallas. Those transition layups and dunks he loves would happen naturally with those 2 distributing the ball. Defense would be another fundamental factor. Gafford brings that intimidating presence in the paint that the Lakers need to consistently protect the rim. He can switch in pick and rolls, something essential in the modern defensive system, and his mobility allows him to cover a lot of ground defensively. With LeBron and Doncic focusing on orchestrating the offense, having a defender who does not need the ball but still has massive impact on the other end would be ideal. The offensive fit is almost perfect. Gafford does not need plays drawn for him. He is not going to complain about touches. He simply rolls to the basket, finishes with brutal efficiency, and moves on to the next play. This type of mentality frees even more possessions for LeBron and Doncic to create, knowing they have a reliable pressure release option in the paint whenever the defense collapses. Bringing Gafford to Los Angeles would represent much more than just reinforcement for the current season. We are talking about a strategic move that could redefine the Lakers' competitive window in the coming years. At 27, Gafford is entering the prime of his career, that moment when players at his position combine experience with peak athletic ability. While LeBron is in the final years of his legendary trajectory, adding a center in this age range creates an important bridge for the next era of the team. He would be a core piece who could grow alongside Doncic as the franchise navigates that inevitable transition. The 3-year contract extension Gafford signed provides financial and organizational stability. The Lakers would not just be renting a player for a few months, but investing in someone who would be committed to the long-term project. This is essential when you are trying to build a sustainable winning culture. From a competitive standpoint, Gafford would give the Lakers that physical dimension in the paint that has been the difference between going far in the playoffs and actually competing for a title. The top teams in the West have dominant centers or defensive systems anchored in the paint. Having Gafford would legitimately put Los Angeles in that conversation. And there is another crucial aspect here. Acquiring a player who has proven himself in the NBA Finals, someone who has performed under maximum pressure, adds intangible value to the locker room. Gafford knows what it takes to get there and understands the level of commitment required. That mentality would be contagious. The timing of this opportunity is absolutely critical. Windows like this do not open often in the NBA. Dallas is vulnerable right now, going through a moment of doubt and roster reevaluation. When a team that recently made the finals starts considering moves, you have to act fast before the situation stabilizes or other teams jump in with better offers. The reality is that the market for quality centers is extremely limited. Players who combine rim protection, offensive efficiency, and deep playoff experience do not become available often. If the Lakers let this chance pass, they may be waiting months or even entire seasons for a similar opportunity. There is also the competitive urgency factor. Every season of LeBron is precious at this point in his career. You cannot waste years waiting for the perfect moment or the ideal piece to fall from the sky. Gafford is available now, solves real problems now, and can be the difference between another early elimination and a legitimate title run. The Lakers front office needs to show Doncic that they are fully committed to building a championship team around him. Aggressive moves like this demonstrate ambition and seriousness. That strengthens the relationship between the franchise and the star, something essential when you have a player of that caliber. The expectation is that the Lakers will do their homework behind the scenes over the coming weeks. Rob Pelinka and the front office are certainly already in exploratory talks, gauging what it would take to pry Gafford from Dallas. These negotiations happen quietly, with executive calls, salary matching analysis, and evaluation of which assets Los Angeles would be willing to part with. Most likely, we will see the Lakers take a patient observation stance until January. They will monitor how Dallas responds to this poor start. If the Mavericks continue to struggle and the pressure builds, Nico Harrison's willingness to negotiate could increase dramatically. It is a calculated waiting game. Internally, the organization is likely evaluating different trade scenarios. Which contracts could be moved without dismantling the current roster structure? Which draft picks would be on the table? How to balance improving the team now without completely mortgaging the future? As February approaches, expect the Lakers to accelerate talks if Dallas truly signals openness to negotiating. The franchise knows that other teams are also eyeing Gafford, so when the window opens, they will need to be ready to move quickly. It is likely that we will see intense activity in the final 48 hours before the deadline. What we cannot expect is passivity. This team is built to win now, and the front office knows that. Looking at the full picture of this potential trade, it is clear that we are facing one of those moves that could define an era. The technical evaluation is extremely favorable. Gafford meets immediate needs for the Lakers on both ends, brings proven experience in decisive moments, and is at an age where he can contribute for several years. The fit with Doncic and LeBron is practically perfect from a basketball standpoint. On the financial and strategic side, the 3-year contract provides predictability and stability. This would not be a short-term rental that leaves the team vulnerable months from now. The Lakers would be acquiring a valuable asset that maintains its value even as circumstances change. That is smart roster management. There is risk, of course. Any trade involves giving up something, whether current players or future draft capital. The question is whether the potential return justifies the investment. And when you are talking about a center proven in the finals who solves structural issues for your team, the math tends to favor boldness. The truth is that championship teams are built through calculated but decisive moves. They identify opportunities when they appear and act with conviction. Dallas is vulnerable, Gafford is available, and the Lakers have the need and the resources to make it happen. If this trade goes through in February, it could very well be the move that we look back on months later as the turning point of the season. The addition that transformed a good team into a real title contender. It is exactly the kind of decision that separates franchises that merely compete from those that lift trophies. Now we want to hear from you. What do you think? Do you believe the front office should go all in to acquire Gafford before the trade deadline? Or would you rather the team keep the current roster and bet on the chemistry already being built? Leave your opinion in the comments. See you next time, Lakers Nation.